Doing some wire work today. As you can see, soldered it and stuff. Whoa, getting out of frame here. But this is my first ever one, and it turned out pretty good. The solder actually went about that deep or so. Probably a little bit deeper because this whole thing doesn't want to bend right here. But it definitely isn't coming off like before. Before, this truck was using this kind of thing. No solder, no nothing, which isn't really good for what we are doing. So this wire will be changed out. Don't worry. This wire is just temporary to get the truck running. All this wire will be changed out to new stuff for the car audio stuff later in whenever. So, but yeah, this was a trial and error. This is my first ever time soldering, and it was definitely a trial and error phase. You can see all the shit I messed up on. That's because I actually didn't have the right solder before. This is the stuff you want to use, according to the car audio cookbook I showed you. A 6040 rosin core solder. It's pretty good shit. It's really good for the application, these kind of things here. An acid core works really good too, don't get me wrong. A couple guys that I've seen really good. Obviously Steve does it, but we don't really talk to Steve that much. John from Boston or New York, somewhere in that area, he has a video that's doing really well for himself right now, where he's soldering some stuff up, and he uses acid core. It's perfectly fine. Rosin core is what the book calls for, but the acid core works good, and he's doing some really good stuff on his wires. John is. Monkey Pumper 420 does some pretty cool stuff too. So for a rookie, it actually turned out okay now that I used the right solder. Before I wasn't using the right stuff, and it wasn't going into the wire at all. Wasn't doing anything right. So maybe I'll get footage of the next one. I don't know. Getting a little bit hot, but we'll cover that up with some electrical tape and the little boot that comes with it. So nothing too much to worry about there. You don't want to breathe this shit either. Not too bad. Let that cool off for a little bit, and come back to it in a little bit later. Covered up with the boot, and see, it all looks better now. And it turned out really good too. Doesn't want to pull off, so it's solid. Ew! But you can see what it did here was it crossed two. This side goes to the starter, and this goes to the other battery. And it's all jacked up. Look at the corrosion. So like I said, I'm replacing these wires before we do the car audio stuff, but for right now I need the truck running, so I need to just fix up what I have. These are the other kind of connections I got. As you can see, they're not open at the ends. They're actually closed off. So we'll have to approach these ones a little different. We'll have to put them in a vise and then heat them up, put a little bit of solder, and then dip the wire down into them, and then solder it that way, and then it has shrink wrap to go with it. I wish they were both red because these are going to be both used for positives, but we'll just use electrical tape or something to cover them up. But here's the amazing thing. I went to so many audio stores, and none of them dealt with aught gauge. Not a single one. There was even one where I got these ones for like $1 a piece because they were just sitting around. Never have dealt with 1/0 before. Oh, we've never dealt with that before. 1/0 wire's pretty big. And this is one of the most reputable car audio places here in Yakima. Oh, man. We are also going to be changing out where the wire grounds to the block, one right there, and one right there. Nasty. Awesome. I don't even know how this truck was even freaking able to start. How was this truck working, people? Getting the sunshine. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Lots better. Took some sandpaper to get it down to bare metal, and hopefully this will work a lot better than when it was all oily. As you can see, we got a fairly small hole here, so we're going to be taking our taper bit, and we're going to have to make it that big of a hole so that it fits our battery terminals. Just like that. So yeah, we got all of our wires done. Took most of the day to clean and do stuff, but got our negative for the driver's side battery, positive for the driver's side battery. Then we have our negative for the passenger side battery, along with the negative hookup for the solenoid soldered in. We got our glow plug relay positive all soldered up, and one for the starter, and then one for the other battery on the positive for the passenger side battery. And of course, we got our grounds cleaned up where the ground wires go, down in there. So took most of the day. First time soldering wires and stuff, and it actually turned out pretty good. It helps to have the right solder. So thanks for watching, and another lame video, but that's how we do it.